So here is the CiRCULAR podcast, and today our guest is Péter Veres, a logistic engineer, who has his own special logic, but he works in the logistic, which is a special science and a special kind of profession. So welcome you, and first of all, we need an explanation that what is logistics all about. We hear a lot of things. Everybody feels that he understands the logistics, but from a professional, what is logistics?
Great, thank you very much for the invitation. Also, logistics, in my opinion, is just two things: material handling and transportation with it, and information handling. So these are combined, and you can just push it everywhere. And with this knowledge, if you do it right, you can create a very cost-effective and performance-effective economy, if you do it right. If you do not do it right, yes, it can cause lots of problems.
No, I really feel a lot. I think that I understand, but I certainly not. But I think that I understand logistics, and what I feel that today is a big revolution of the logistics. I think just yesterday I've ordered something for the house. The day before, this order has been paid. In the store they put in and sent it to Miskolc, and in the next morning it was here in a box. I went to the box and picked it up. So it's a great idea, but this is only an everyday application. Can you tell us something extreme applications of logistics?
Our in the full Institute of Logistics, and in my research, I worked with inside logistics or inner logistics, mainly for companies and mainly for factories. So for me, logistics is mostly like warehouse management, where should you put that material, how do you get out, how many quantity you want to get out or put it in, how do you transport it from the warehouse to a smaller warehouse to the production.
Yes.
And after, it was assembled, it was manufactured, you have a product. And when you have a product, you need to pack it, you need to label it, you need to pack it again, and you need to ship it to somewhere. And yes, that's when my expertise is ended. So I mainly work in inside logistics. The outside logistics, the full transportation system, the full supply chain is I recognize it, but I'm not an expert of it.
Yeah. So for me, I think the most innovative point in this logistics is the line code and the QR code. And now everything you get.
Yes.
It has a line code, and this line code tells everything about the product, where to go, how much it does cost, and so on. So it is amazing.
Yes.
It is amazing. We just brought a small machine here. I don't want to show the brand, but the small machine has a smaller machine.
Yes.
Top.
This is highly dangerous, but yes, we put it in. So this is not very legal move, but yes, this is one of the warehouses high elevation forklift, which can also rotate its fork to get her the pallets from either side of the warehouse, and it only needs a floor size or a street size of this much, and it doesn't have to corner it, turn it, just go inside, put up, put down, and come outside.
Everybody who has been once in the metro store has
yes, they can see this kind of.
An interesting professional path what you have really run through, starting from earth science, continuing with earth science, and then changing to logistics. So what is what is the main reason behind?
Okay, so I really like earth science. You were one of my professors also, and I really like your teaching and subject also. But and I have a bachelor and a master in earth science, and I really want to stay in the professional part of the whole. I'm a mining engineer, so in a mine. But there was, I think, at the 2010s, a really big, not shortage of workforce, not a shortage of jobs, shortage of work in the mining industry in Hungary, and I don't want to go abroad. And this is why I choose a second professional, as it's connected to earth science. This was logistics, and I stayed this path since then. But I learned lots of things from earth science, and I also teach in the logistics a little bit of earth science.
I think you are dead right, because now mining just becomes logistics and logistics. So now I got articles of automated transportation, and from the small ones to the big ones. So from the 1 ton to the 300 ton vehicles, they go and without a driver, or if the company wants to be a fashionable company, they put a nice young lady just after the secondary school into the driver's position, because they don't need really driver. So that's a very important and very prospective line in the mining industry. So I hope we may welcome you back in the mining industry sooner or later. Very interesting in the warehouse logistics that when I was young, about 20-25 years ago, there was a very interesting, almost a fantasy, which has been written by Lee Iacocca, who was a chief executive of the Chrysler company, and that was 3 major American auto companies: the GM, the Ford, and the Chrysler. Chrysler went broke, and from the Ford they took out this Lee Iacocca, who was then vice president, and become the first CEO of the Chrysler, to reform the company. And that was exactly what he did. He did that from the assortment, they threw out of the 100, they threw out 80, and they worked with the rest 20. And also with the warehouse of 2 weeks ahead, they reduced the staying time or the duration for half an hour, and they got their money back. So I think in logistics is not only a science, but also a matter of money.
Yes.
And that I think that is what is the major drive. Well, but I've seen that you have been in several places, like in one of your Facebook posts came from Kyrgyzstan, for example, and I have seen an article which have been written by you about the sugarcane transport. And since I am a fan of the tropical places like Cuba, it instantly came to my mind that what is about the sugarcane? And for example, after 2 hurricanes which has stricken Cuba, what they can do on the sugarcane fields, so how the cosecha, how the harvest of the sugarcane goes, in what logistics they use. And I remember I was there about 30 years ago. At that time, only mule trains were the main logistics.
Okay.
What can you tell us?
First, a little bit about Kyrgyzstan, or the Kyrgyz Republic. I was there last week also.
Oh, great.
Yes. I was there at least 5 times from now. Yes, we have a little tip on the mountains 2 times. It was a 3,000 meter elevation, so it's very high, but I'm not a mountaineer. I'm just like a good trip with friends and colleagues. We have a great project there, which we did with the State University of Machining and or engineering, and we have several little projects with them, and we are waiting for the students to come from there and from here to there. So this was Kyrgyzstan. I go lots of places also. So this year I go to France, Netherlands, Finland, and so on, Germany, Austria, and 2 years ago and 4 years ago I was there also in Cuba. At my first time I don't see really much of the thing. We just there for a short visit, but at the second time, yes, this was before the 2 hurricanes.
Yeah.
But we were there at the wet season.
Oh yeah.
And it was very high raining. I think it's called monsoon. It was very high in the rain, and when we go with the bus, it stopped for 3 hours because we cannot go further because we didn't see anything. It was raining, wind, the palm trees was 90 degrees and so on. So we have to stop. The bus driver told us nothing to worry about, just stay calm. If you like, there's a buffet near, we can go there, but don't recommend in this wind. About the sugarcane, yes, I visited the fields and I also see the transportation. They also use oxen, mules. But they just a little bit revolutionized with very old cars, with vehicles like we have the IFAs and the Kamas. Yes, they use that. They use that every daily. So yes, they are a little bit behind in that economic phase.
Whatever, 50 years or 100 years
Yes,
behind.
yes.
Yeah. So you are not very well represented in the social media. But as I heard, you are a big guy in the student parties and so on. How is your relationship with your students?
I'm not at the social media because I don't really like to get up. So if you see me, it's mostly in other people's posts.
Yeah.
But yes, as you said, I was 1 week ago and 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was also at the event night at the university. I was not in any of the, what it's called, the leaderships, but I was there. Mainly they asked for me to give a little bit of speech or ask the new recruits to some logistics questions and logistics opinions.
Yeah.
But a year ago they asked me to be the contrapunct.
Oh yes.
Yes, one of the anti-chairmen of the whole event, and we make the chairman and their company, and so to show us how a forklift works or how a wheelbarrow works. So they just grab their legs and push each other. So yes, it was a little bit funny.
Yeah, and finally, because we are just here in the CiRCULAR, how can you circular in the logistics? Because if everything goes just round and round and round, everybody would say, okay, what we do?
There are 2 kinds of principles that I used in this whole CiRCLETECH. The first one is we really much would like to see that everything is circulated. So every material, every product and waste is circulated inside. And logistics really thinks that it's possible. So we have we have the machines, we have the equipment, we have the principle that it's possible. From production side, not everything is possible.
Not everything is possible.
Yes,
yeah.
but logistics supports it in very high regards.
Yeah.
And for my perspective, for me, logistics is about every time optimization. I use in lots of optimization in my research to how to optimize the transport routes, to how to optimize warehouse efficiency, how to optimize milk run efficiency. So if we make fewer materials to go around, and if we make more efficient and more better equipment, and we make it so it doesn't cost not much more fuels, and we go from basically gasolines and other engines to electric like this one, we can help really much the circulation and the CiRCLETECH.
Yes, thank you. So I think last week I was in Budapest, and in the first snowy day, it took us 5 days by the train to come from Budapest to Miskolc, and I was fortunate. So normally this route takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Yes.
No, 5 hours was okay. Was the time, and this shows that there is a lot to do yet with risk management and optimization and so on. So thank you very much, Péter,
You're welcome.
to be with us, and I hope logistics will do its best for the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.